Hello Libra, and welcome to your reading. So, I meditated on your energy and what Spirit wanted to talk to you about. The first card that came out is the Eight of Cups. And that's when we take that inner quest, that inner decision that there's something more out there. I want to be able to feel more love, more inspiration, more water. There is more out there. I feel that lack inside. So we're going on that quest. Under the moon, because it's an inner quest. It doesn't really mean going out there and leaving your home, but doing that inner quest. After that, I have the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Cups. So from the 8 to the 9 of Cups, that means gaining this month. You are going to gain that Ace of Cups. That's going to bring you to this moment of fulfillment, this state, I should say. A state of fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, well-being in your higher self. And this will be in part due to a perspective that you will have of the reality in front of you, Queen of Swords. How you see what is coming towards you with that sword of truth. Maybe an understanding, a consciousness, a healing that has happened. Because the Queen of Swords has healed her past Three of Swords and things like that. She's, to be with the Nine of Cups, she doesn't see through her wounds anymore, her disappointments and heartaches. She sees through from a state of well-being. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is the process of bringing this new seed that's going to create, our new empire, our new family, our new work project. It's pentacle forward in a very sure but slow process, but it's just to be able to continue growing. Under the Eight of Cups, I have the Five of Swords. That tells me that in those cups, there was a lot of Five of Swords. Maybe a lot of people, doing things to win and not to be happy. Useless arguments, bugging on some things, but just feeling that disappointment and, why does it have to be like that? There's more out there. And those arguments or whatever, it's when the mind is used to forfeit somebody by the way they say things and us believing it, or ourselves, our own belief. Under that, I have, there's Mr. Black Buddy, I have Judgment. So that tells me that whatever here that was in you, outside of you, it is possible that last month or in the beginning of the month you resaw this, because Judgment is that trumpet of the angel that rises the dead from their graves that were in the bottom of the sea. Those graves are floating on water. Those parts of you that were hidden in the subconscious, that got hurt because it was deceived, disappointed, whatever. And as a child, as a young adult, or depending on your life's history, but we all have these parts of us that are hidden in the shadow. Here with Judgment, what it does, it kind of brings them back to the surface so we can reassess them. Look at them. Oh, this is where I started believing that. Oh, I see now what was happening. Sometimes it happens in the real life. We actually see again the person that made us feel like that or whatever. But it's mostly having these parts of us so we can bring our consciousness in it, and so we can become whole again. Under our Queen of Sword and the Nine of Cups, you know, that new way of seeing this, something that brings us into that well-being, I have strength. So being in our higher self again. The two characters here, what they have in common is that they both are wearing a white garment. And in the tarot, that's when you're in your higher self, in that more enlightened part of yourself that is connected with the divine. And then I have the Three of Pentacles, of what I want to build, what I want my life to look like. Who is actually around me, supporting me, acknowledging me, with whom I can work and have that visualization of actual something happening in my life, building something. For some of you, it can be a project that comes back to the surface and that finally now you can start doing it. Maybe it was on pause for a while, because here under the Knight of Pentacles I have the Moon and Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Swords. So it could easily be, for some of you, a project, someone, something that was dear to you before but you had to leave behind, and now is coming back to the surface because you have changed, because you are not letting Five of Swords affecting you anymore. What was hidden, what was in the Moon acting from the shadow will be discovered. All your sorrows and disappointments, Wheel of Fortune, will be out. So there's kind of a healing happening from something that was screwy in the past, coming back on the table. You're completely somewhere else. You're going to deal with that in a completely different manner. 10 of Wands. Dropping whatever you were holding on to before and doing things with a brand new passion, enlightenment, way of seeing things from a content place. And that's going to change the circumstances. So, something coming back around. Let's clarify this. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. I call upon my guides. Help me clarify this reading for Libra for the month of August. Libra for the month of August. Summer is passing fast. Libra for the month of August. Okay, so there we had, the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. What is the Eight of Cups? Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I think something, this new pentacle, you had to leave it behind. Or leave the way it was supposed to be made behind. Kind of, no, there's more out there. And here I have the Page of Cups. So what is going to happen in the beginning of the month is that project is going to come back on the table. That Pentacle and that Page of Cups. Page of Pentacle, Page of Cup. That means something that you love, something that was a wish, that was fulfilling, it's peeking its head again out there. And I think it was left before because of Five of Swords. Because of sneakery that happened. People wanted to have their way instead of, when you work with a bunch of people that put their interests first instead of the interest of the project. Or if you're in a couple, if this is about a union, putting their interests first instead of the happiness and the harmony of the couple. Project, couple, whatever it was. Something's coming back, and you're going to see it and go on about it in a completely different manner. So let's look at that Nine of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Nine of Cups and the Queen of Swords for Libra. Queen of Swords is you also. That capacity to see things in a just manner. Ooh. Queen of Cups. You're gonna feel it. Two of Swords. You're gonna rely on your intuition and on your wisdom, because you're gonna see things completely different way than when it came the first time around. That thing that you had to leave behind, and you're gonna have to make a decision about it. Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Usually there's no one passing on this road, and now today there is. Ace of Cups with the Knight of Pentacles. Yes, Ace of Wands. See, you're gonna do it in a brand new way. You're gonna love it. It's gonna bring you that emotional fulfillment, how it couldn't work before, by changing completely, and that is because you changed. It is now it can move forward. You understood something, and that's what allows this thing to come back. Whatever it is for you. Now that Five of Swords, what was that Five of Swords? Five of Swords. King of Pentacles, Five of Swords. Maybe who was supposed to, support financially didn't. Screwed you on, a detail in the contract or anything like that. Pulled out at the last minute. Something like that. King of Pentacles, Five of Swords. Did not support you and used arguments for it. Those two together can be like an insurance not paying because, you did say that your door was red. There you go. We are not paying. Using a detail to screw you. If it's a relationship, then that would be a King of Pentacles that would be very manipulative. But work is relationships also. So anyway, okay, let's see strength here. Whoops. Strength. Strength. What is the strength? Eight of Swords, Page of Wands. If you were in your head about it, you didn't know what to do next, how to get out of this situation, how to move forward with that passion, with that project, with that thing that enlightens you. Strength is that capacity by going into your higher self to change the perspective in front of you and allow yourself to actually go for your dream. And now let's face what was in the moon, or what will be. Yeah. Ace of Swords, having complete clarity on what was hidden in the first place. Temperance, now is the divine timing. And why is something divine timing? It's because we attained the emotional vibration that can allow this thing to unfold. It's, almost saying like, before you weren't ready. Before the situation wasn't all the elements together. And now you see clearly, okay, no, before I wasn't strong enough maybe, or before I used to think like that, now I think like this, and that's what is going to assure success. Ace of Swords, Temperance on the moon. Seeing the bigger picture. Now you're seeing the bigger picture, and that thing can move forward. Whether it is a project, a union, or whatever it is in your reality, Libra. Here, Judgment. And that's why it's going to kind of relieve all of your heartaches and disappointments from before. Because you're going to understand why it couldn't have worked before. So there, all of a sudden, we're not disappointed anymore. We understand. Yeah, the Judgment, that thing coming back, was so, Knight of Pentacles, Hangman, so that you could look at it from a completely different point of view now. Seeing things completely different. Maybe not, so that you can take back your power and move forward here. Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. The way, and now the Hermit, the way that it was going to be built before, that the shape it was going to take was not the shape that it was meant to be. And at the end of the month, you're going to see that. And you're going to be able to adjust that. So yes, it will be leaving like a seed behind. Okay, yeah, I understand. This was not meant to be in that shape. I had to completely look at things from a different angle and see now how it should be. And that is what is going to be marking the divine timing, and you being able to continue pursuing that thing in a completely different way. Let's look at your Three of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. Judgment, Five of Cups. Yes, it is. The Judgment is coming. It's going to bring back to the surface something that you grieved and that completely disappointed you. For some of you, it's going to be a King of Pentacles. For some of you, it is going to be like somebody that was supposed to be solid, there for the long run, engaged in all of this, and that screwed you, coming back around. But you're going to see things completely from a different point of view now. Now everything is going to be on the surface. Now nothing will be happening from behind the shadows. Now you yourself will be different. You will have understood and you will see the bigger picture. Your perspective will be completely different. And that is what is going to move the Wheel of Fortune here. If it's a project, it's the same thing. A job, promotion, or whatever. Oh, now I see why I couldn't get that promotion before. Oh, now I see why that project did not pass at the bank before. Or because I say that because of the King of Pentacles. So, yeah, a complete turnaround. Back on the table to be reassessed from a completely different point of view, and now it's moving forward. I'm going to call this divine timing because this is what divine timing is. It's not a date per se. It's when all the elements are in place for something to be able to move in the right direction that it was meant to move. So my Libras, this is your reading for the month of August. Yeah, complete turn of events here. Something coming back because it is divine timing. If you want a private reading, the description is below. There's an address here, an email to write to have the information. Thank you for sharing and commenting. I read all of your comments, and also thank you for the ones of you that gave donations on the beginning, on the first full moon and the new moon. I do a little ceremony to give you back. Apart from this, I'm going to wish you a beautiful month of August, Libra. And I'll see you next month. All right? Thank you. Namaste.